Welcome to Sandy, Utah. As the World Cup has come to a close, MLS Next Pro continues to roll on here in the Western Conference. It's Real Monarchs hosting Tacoma Defiance this Sunday evening. Hello, family. I'm James Sadner. Thank you so much for joining us here at America First Field, MLS Next Pro, and on OneFootball.com. This matchup is one that happened just a couple of weeks ago, and it was Tacoma that got the best of Real Monarchs. Mark Bronick with the goal early in the second half, which gave Tacoma a lead they would not relinquish. Real Monarchs would go on to lose their next two matches before getting back in the win column in their last two. An important win at home here at America First Field versus Vancouver last time out, and now they take on a side in Tacoma that has results in 3 of their last 4 matches, 2 of those matches wins, and Tacoma trying to sneak into playoff contention, whereas Real Monarchs, a team that made the playoffs last year, trying to make it back-to-back playoff appearances for the RSL affiliate. Here is the squad for Mark Lowry. He sends out a 5-4-1, 2 changes from their victory last time out versus Vancouver, as Liam O'Gara in the 11. Lionel DeGero and Luca Moisa come into the starting 11, and Ruben Masalos and Omar Marquez go to the bench. Antonio Riquelme is going to be key for this side. No Jesus Barea available today. He had the game-winning goal versus Vancouver last time out, and so Riquelme is going to have to be the player that Coach Lowry's side leans on. Coach Lowry telling me that both Barea and Riquelme, 2 of the best goal-scoring threats on the team. And here is the side that is going to be led by Fred Bragaglia, as Paulo Nagamura, the usual head coach, serving a suspension for his 3rd yellow card. Here's the side that Coach Bragaglia sends out, a 3-4-2-1. Mark Bronick, as mentioned, will lead the line defensively, as Arugi and Carly will play under him. Chavi Nalati had the big goal last time out off a free kick, and that was a beautiful free kick versus San Jose on the road for Tacoma to get that victory 1-0, and so have to watch him on set-piece situations. And for Tacoma, they're a team that struggled to start the season winless in their first 7, but for Coach Nagamura telling me this week that the team just had to figure each other out, and the coaching staff had to figure out the players that were available to them. Often in this second-team space, players are going up and down. When you have the likes of Osaze de Rosario, as well as Yusuke Nome, who often are either playing in this space or with the first team. And so when you have guys like that that are coming up and down, those are the guys that you have to make sure are getting minutes. And so when they are available, you love to have them because they can truly impact the game. When they're not available, you have to have guys like a Mark Bronick or a Chavi Nalati step up. And so we'll see who steps up today for Tacoma. And for Real Monarchs, this is another must-win match, says their head coach, Mark Lowry. He told the boys that last match versus Vancouver was a must-win. Even though it's the middle part of the season, these are the matches you have to have against teams that are lower than you in the table, especially at home. And so can they answer the bell once again? Almost ready to go from America First Field. There is the whistle, and we begin. Real Monarchs and Tacoma Defiance in the Western Conference. Both teams hovering around a playoff spot. As mentioned, Real Monarchs currently sitting 9th. If Tacoma can find a victory today, they would move up to 9th themselves, as they currently sit in 11th. Real Monarchs want to come out on the front foot, and immediately they force a turnover, then give the ball right back. Foul going to go on Luca Moisa. Another foul on Felix Ewald, and Ewald will play up top a bit today. Coach Lowry talks about him not being a true number 9, but because of his profile, he's good in the air, very athletic. You saw Antonio Riquelme was listed in the starting 11 as the lone striking player, but Riquelme can drop below Ewald and be a provider. Also is a very good goal scorer. Now O'Gara gives the ball away. Tacoma trying to take advantage of the mistake. Slip forward. Oh my! The offside flag has come up. Edson Carley thought he had a stunning start for the Defiance. But it's just going down as an offside infraction, and an early warning shot from Tacoma. More pressure being put on, and there's a foul that's given. Izzy Amparo works back to Rivera. And now the ball will work around to the captain, Calderon. Amparo. After Tacoma saw the ball hit the back of the net, but the goal was wiped away due to an offside. Real Monarchs, their first chance to be on the ball. Rivera slips this ball towards Ewald. He comes to track back. Now Ewald commits the foul. For Real Monarchs, it was a 3-match road trip. They played Tacoma on the first match of that road trip, fell by that 1-0 scoreline, then lost to Ventura County 3-1. Almost lost to LAFC. It was a 2-1 match nearing the end of the minimum of 5 minutes of added time. But Omar Marquez scoring a goal to draw level. Now this is Ewald. Felix Ewald still trying to work forward. He's closed down. DeGero turning, shooting, wide of the mark. And there is where Felix Ewald wants to grow in the game. Coach Mark Lowry telling me this week just about the guile that is necessary to play the striking position, and how that is the next phase of development for Felix Ewald. He's playing out of position right now. Usually plays in a left back or a left wing back role. And so in those moments there where he was 1v1, does he have the ability to go by a player? Does he have the pace and the quality and the footwork? Wasn't on display there. That's really not his strong suit. But again, Real Monarchs has had a chance in front of goal, and Tacoma had their chance wiped away. So this should be a good one. Don't expect it to be 1-0 like the first meeting. Owen Anderson does get to this, but it is cleared behind by Galton Sanginés, and rather cleared out for a throw-in. This is what Monarchs want to do. They want to be in possession, but Tacoma is very fine with sitting behind the ball, defending, and playing on the counter. That was a big thing for Coach Nagamura coming into this team of Tacoma. Last year, the Defiance were terrible when it came to defending. They gave up more than 70 goals on the year. And that was unlike teams of the past. Coach Nagamura said the first thing I wanted to do was to fix things defensively. And they have done that. They're much better in that category, only allowing 24 goals up to this point. Now Tacoma must defend. DeGero along towards Ream, draws this back in. DeGero has his shot blocked. Another opportunity, and this shot is handled as well. It was Riquelme who was sent back. Gorgeous ball into Riquelme. He can't play Moisa. Tacoma sitting back, trying to defend, and that ball is just given away. But quickly back with Real Monarchs. And for those of us that watched the World Cup final, there was barely any possession for Argentina for a lot of that match, because anytime Spain lost the ball, they won it back very quickly. Argentina struggled to connect passes, and that's what Real Monarchs wants to do when they're defending. Even when they give the ball up, they want to commit numbers forward in their counter press to win the ball back as quickly as possible and suffocate Tacoma out of any type of opportunity. DeGero gliding into the attack. Ream lets this rip centrally. It's again closed down. And Tacoma is going to have a strong block. As mentioned, Coach Nagamura really prefaced that for his team. Is very okay with a 0-0 match, because if you do not give up a goal, you do not lose. The matches that they've won recently have been 1-0 clean sheets. That's exactly what he wants. Obviously wants to have more attacking opportunities. Nice back heel to DeGero. DeGero finds a yard to shoot and scores! Lionel DeGero opens the scoring today, and Real Monarchs on top, 1-0. Well, that'll make your manager happy. Institutes you in the starting 11, and inside of 10 minutes, you put a goal on the board. Lionel DeGero off this beautiful back heel from Owen Anderson. DeGero finding some space to shoot and picks out that bottom corner, just tucks it away. Owen Anderson will receive the assist there. That's completely calm on the ball for Anderson. Just a little back heel, creating the opportunity. And Mark Lowry would say that the boys are up for it today. They answered the call after going down versus Vancouver in their last match. We're resilient. And now they've come out on the front foot as they found the first goal. That was the charge from the manager. At home, we have to be the aggressor, and we have to throw numbers into the attack. They want to score more goals than they did last year. And last year, coming into the season, Coach Lowry said, I wanted to score 10 to 15 more goals. If we do that, we'll definitely be a playoff team. And when I asked him what is the ambition for this season, he said, I want to score 10 to 15 more goals than we did. Again, the same call, as they want to not just be a playoff team, but be a team that competes for MLS Next Pro Cup. Ewalt can't control it centrally off the entry from Antonio Riquelme. And it's always tough in this second team space, in this reserve space, because with players going up and down, You don't know who's going to be on your roster week to week. But if you have players like a Owen Anderson, like a Jesus Barea, a lot of the homegrowns that are a part of this Real Monarchs side, if they are in the 11, they can play with anybody, not only in the Western Conference, but in the league. And now Tacoma finds itself behind. They're often having to play from behind. Sandines with the challenge behind. Ball ends up with DeGero. Crunching tackle there at midfield. So that is a foul. Thirteenth minute of action. And Real Monarchs leads by a goal. Off the turnover. Luis Rivera is there. Luca Moisa back to Calderon. And Gio Calderon, the captain, played collegiately at Cal Fullerton. Rivera tries to pick out Ewalt. It's too high for him. As this ball is played long, it'll run all the way to Max Kirkvliet. He has not been challenged today. The lone shot was wiped away. It was offside for Tacoma inside of 2 minutes. And they thought they found the opening goal. This ball will run all the way to Max Anker, goalkeeper for Tacoma. What is the response going to be for the Defiance? They're a team that does not score very often. They're 19 goals for, the second least in the Western Conference. Only Colorado has less goals. And in talking with Coach Nagamura about the goals, he mentioned that I'm not necessarily worried about the amount of goals we have, but about the chances we're creating. This portion of the match is brought to you by Zions Bank, the official bank of Real Monarchs. Quarter of an hour gone. Real Monarchs in front by a goal thanks to Lionel DeGero. Scored in the 9th minute. Beautiful connecting play. Luca Moisa intercepts that ball. And again, Tacoma has had little to no possession today. Now we mentioned there's still a long way to go in this match. And it's a cliche in baseball, but it works in every sport, especially in sports where it's low scoring. You have to score a run to win. In soccer, you have to score a goal to win. So scoring was always a necessity. So with it being a 1-goal lead for Real Monarchs, everything's still out in front of Tacoma. It gets real spooky when things start to raise. If Real Monarchs was to find a second for a team that struggles to score like Tacoma. So right now trying to defend and force Real Monarchs to play around and not through. Lincoln Ream won't get there first. Max Anchor just taps this out of play as Ream was causing some trouble as he was bearing down. That will be a foul on Ream. Going down was Chavi Nalati. You mentioned Nalati's heroics from the last match versus San Jose today. A beautiful curling free kick, which was the game-winning goal. And talking with Coach Nakamura about him, he said that Nalati, coming from the second tier, has been everything we expected him to be. He's athletic. He has lots of quality. He just does the right thing at the right time. Things potentially brewing here for Tacoma. This ball's drawn back. Ushered along. Now the cross. Big collision at the top of the 6, and it's last off of Tacoma. So the entry from Cody Phoenix. And now it looks like Gio Calderon is down in his 6-yard box for Real Monarchs. So needing an extra moment to get back to his feet. Mark Bronick was the target. O'Gara sends the ball long. Riquelme can't keep it. It's turned over. Another chance for Tacoma, but it's cleared away by Izzy Amparo off of his own teammates. But again, Tacoma now putting a little pressure on Real Monarchs. Throw comes into the area. A little flick behind. Moisa pumps it high into the air. Amparo tries to clear. DeGero's header is now down with Edson Carly. Ream digs this out. Loses his footing. And now ball works back to DeGero. So Calderon, O'Gara, and now Rivera. Calderon. Liam O'Gara on the ball now. 79th overall pick in the 2025 draft. Rivera, a homegrown, yet to cap for the first team. And now a foul. th minute of action. Real Monarchs in front by a goal. Tacoma with a slight bit of possession just a couple moments ago, but it's really been all Real Monarchs throughout this first 19.5 minutes. Rivera with a smooth touch to keep possession. Calderon along to the goal scorer, Lionel DeGero. Now Luca Moisa. And this is what Coach Lowry likes to see from his Real Monarch squad. Rivera, beautiful ball into Ewalt, couldn't control it. DeGero cutting inside. Lionel DeGero by one man. Now Ewalt can't keep possession. And those are the little technical touches that are going to serve Felix Ewald well when he gets them down. He has such a big frame. If he can get his feet right in those moments, he's going to score a lot of goals. Ball zipped to Izzy Amparo. Amparo, another young rising star for Real Monarchs. Antonio Riquelme put his hand up, but the ball was too far in front of him, and it finds Max Anker. Well, the situation for Real Monarchs is this. Again, Van Parker, who was their young number 9, he tore his ACL, and so he is out for the season. And so that is why Ewald is playing in that number 9 position. And right now, Tacoma is on the break. 3v3. Bronick cutting in on his right. Mark Bronick shot. Ricochets off of Liam O'Gara. And it's a corner for Tacoma. So Cody Phoenix trotting over to the corner spot. Javi Nalati sauntering over to the sideline as he potentially provides himself as a short option. Set pieces are key for this Tacoma side that does not score a lot of goals in the run of play. These are the moments that Real Monarchs have to be ready, especially already up this goal. It's played short to Nalati. Phoenix changes his angle, dumps this in. Big save, but the rebound finds the back of the net, but it's the second time today that a goal is going to get wiped off the board. So it's Kirkfleet who got the initial save. Mark Bronick cleaned up the loose change. But an offside is given again, and Tacoma is denied again by the offside flag. One-touch passing clean here for Real Monarchs as DeGero has acres of space. Wide to Ream. Ushers it along. Lincoln Ream can't get back on the ball. Izzy Amparo into some space for Rivera. This is what Real Monarchs wants to do, as they want to throw numbers into the attack. No foul there, but it's Riquelme who ends up with it. Diving to his right as Anker calm in the end. We talked earlier about how Coach Mark Lowry wants Real Monarchs to score more goals than they did last year, 10 to 15 more. And I asked him, well, how is that possible after you elevated the amount from 2024 to 2025? As we take a look at this ball, the offside flag had come up on the initial ball, so Damian Alvarez's header, if it would have found the back of the net, would not have counted. Mark O'Neill on the ball, slips it forward. Now it's played out. Finishing that point, Coach Lowry had said that he wants to basically send numbers forward for the defenders to defend, sometimes 2v2, and he wants to have more numbers in the attacking spaces because that's going to give them the odd man advantages. This portion of the match is presented by Intermountain Health, the power of we. 25th minute. It is Phoenix on the ball. Now the ball slipped in and cleared away. Collision in midfield. So a free kick coming. We will have a hydration break. It is very hot in Sandy, Utah. It's coming up near the 30th minute. Quick free kick taken to Mark Bronick. He's at the end line, and another corner coming for Tacoma. So another opportunity for the Defiance in a dead ball situation. These are gold for Tacoma because of their struggles to score. Real Monarchs almost caught slipping on the last corner for Tacoma, but the offside flag came up. It's played short again. Girougi, and then a big collision there. 2 players down. Referee has not blown it dead just yet. Nice move from Rafael Girougi. Draws this in. Edson Carley pops it into the area, headed back. Now this is hit first time. And it's out. And now a chance to check on the injured player, which is Lincoln Ream. So Ream is holding at his right ankle. You can see he is in some pain. So they're working on the right leg of Ream right now. Gives us a chance to reset things for Real Monarchs and Tacoma Defiance. These two teams met about 4 weeks ago. It was a win for Tacoma, 1-0. Mark Bronick had the goal in the 56th minute. Here today, it's been much different. Real Monarchs have been on the front foot from the jump. And they found the goal in the 9th minute thanks to Lionel De Giro. Monarchs trying to make it back-to-back wins here at home. They got the win versus Vancouver last time out. Now everyone on the sideline, we mentioned that there was going to be a hydration break. And as they work on Ream right now, the referee choosing to take that. For Tacoma, they too want to take advantage of this opportunity. Let's take a look at the challenge. As you can just see, Ream, he's down there a little bit earlier. It was a crunching coming together. And they are still working on Ream, as this is never a good sight as you see the cart being pulled out for him, potentially. They're working on his right leg, trying to make sure it's secure. This is always the tough part of contact sports. Players going in full force, leaving it all out on the field. And so the board has been brought out for Ream. It looks like he's going to be lifted onto the board. So Ream will come off as Chance Cowell comes on for him. The medical staff will continue to work with Ream, and we wish him the best and a speedy recovery based on the injury. Chance Cowell comes on as a very pacey substitute. He's made a new home here. Came up through the San Jose Earthquakes Academy. Played with Earthquakes 2 last year, but was looking for new scenery. So now the board officially will come up, and Cowell will take his place on the pitch for the injured Lincoln Ream. So he'll play down this right side to add that pace as Ream was providing. And just a very tough sight for this Real Monarchs side to lose a player in that fashion. All we can do now is just hope for a speedy recovery. Play resumes. 31st minute of action. Tacoma down by a goal. Lionel DeGiro scoring for Real Monarchs in the 9th minute. Luca Moisa finds DeGiro. Moisa can't scurry through a couple of defenders, but quickly winning the ball back are the Monarchs. And that foul is given, and so Real Monarchs will have possession. Lionel DeGiro has been feisty today. He's had a good pep to his step, good energy. He's deserved of the goal. Gio Calderon finds the goal scorer, DeGiro. First touches for Chance Cow. Izzy Amparo. Signed with the second team in 2023. Former MLS Next Cup champion with Real Monarchs. Now along to Owen Anderson. Riquelme a little touch through. Ewald couldn't get on the end of it. Luca Moisa tracking back. And again, Real Monarchs making it difficult for Tacoma to play out. The best chances for Tacoma have been on the counter. And that is why Real Monarchs trying to win the ball back as quickly as possible. There's just been no opportunity for Tacoma to put together any passes to work into the attacking third. Good defending there by Riquelme, but then he commits the foul. Off the turnover, Antonio Riquelme fires from distance. Max Anchor got a touch from that. Well, Coach Mark Lowry told me, he said Riquelme and Jesus Barea are probably our best goal scorers on the team. Jesus Barea, it took him 3 tries last match to find his goal, which ended up being the game winner. He had 2 what he would consider probably easier shots in comparison to the goal that he scored, but Coach Lowry said we just got to keep finding them. They just believe they'll score. As you see, that was rising, but Max Anchor wanted to be for sure. So now Luis Rivera. His entry is cut down quickly. Long run, and Owen Anderson wins the race as Xavi Nalati was trying to get there before Anderson. And now, this almost opening up for Tacoma. Slip behind, touch is taken, goal is scored. Charlie Gaffney draws Tacoma level. Beautiful goal there. As he found that little crevice of space and made no mistake, got on the right side of the defender. And Gaffney has equalized for Tacoma Defiance. And we are square at 1-1. As soon as that ball flew in the air and space opened up, it was one touch into Gaffney. And that is the danger when you throw the numbers into the attack and have to defend quickly. So Tacoma has found a goal. Now they have 20 on the year. And as mentioned earlier, it was always going to take one to win. So when they went down, they had to find one to gain something from this match. Now the tough part is finding a second or a third if you're Tacoma. Real Monarchs have shown all season that they have no trouble scoring goals, 29 of their own. Amparo, Anderson, Moisa digs it out. Now DeGero. Along to Cal. Chance Cal using his pace. This ball's popped into the air, and Max Anchor strongly goes to snag it. One-two is played. Attack continues for Alvarez. And no advantage was played there. And so, 38th minute of action. It is 1-1. Chance Cowell on the ball, the former Earthquake. Now Gio Calderon will switch the point of attack to Luis Rivera. The ball's given away. Potentially another break for Tacoma as this ball finds Mark Bronick. 1v1 with Calderon. Bronick! Oh! Tacoma has taken the lead. In a flash, the Defiance score twice. It's Real Monarchs 1, Tacoma 2. Coach Nagamura saying he's not afraid of their goal-scoring numbers. He wants to have more goal-scoring chances, and that's a good guy to give a chance to. Mark Bronick, 1v1. He wins that battle with Calderon. And Tacoma scores twice in less than 5 minutes. It was Gaffney's goal in the 35th. It's Bronick's goal in the 37th. And Tacoma might just take a lead into halftime. Officially in the 38th minute for Mark Bronick's goal. Tacoma will take it. This ball is taken away, given right back to Real Monarchs. Ewald can't control. And now Tacoma looks to play on the counter again. Early ball. This one will be corralled by Max Kirkvliet. So now what is the response from Real Monarchs? Tacoma has shown you their mettle. What happens when they go down? They step up. We saw this from Real Monarchs last match. They were down by a goal. They came back to finish 2-1 versus Vancouver and get the win. Coach Lowry called this a must-win match. They started off hot but have cooled down. Tacoma has taken over. Cal. Moisa. And now Rivera. Owen Anderson isolated versus Gaffney, who had the first goal. Now Riquelme. Moisa trying to win it, but it'll be a foul on Luka Moisa and possession for Tacoma. This portion of tonight's match is presented by America First, the official credit union of Real Salt Lake. America First has game-changing solutions for every financial need, so join the winning team today at americafirst.com. 42nd minute. Tacoma Defiance has come on the road, and some might say have defied the odds. Was there a team that has scored coming into today just 19 goals all year long? That was second least in the West and fourth least in the league. And they scored twice in the first half to take a lead on top of Real Monarchs. The only teams that have scored less will hold that note as Chance Cowell is on the ball. Too far out in front of Ewald, and it rolls out for a Tacoma throw. The only teams that have scored less goals coming into today than Tacoma were Inter Miami, FC Cincinnati, and Colorado. Inter Miami has scored just 14, and both Colorado and Cincinnati have scored just 17. Tacoma has now eclipsed that 20-goal threshold, sitting on 21 with their 2 scored today. And they are hoping to take a lead into the break. And if you're Mark Lowry, you have to wonder what has happened here. You run the risk when bringing numbers into the attack that you leave your center backs on islands. And Mark Bronick took advantage of that island, scoring 1v1 versus Gio Calderon. This is Rivera. Amparo trying to play through the middle, but that is trying to play through the teeth of this Tacoma defense. The spine is the most important part of this defense for Tacoma. They try to play long here. It is Arugi. Sandnes out wide. Gaffney. Bronick cannot play Carly. That is the beauty of this Tacoma defense. They play in that 5-4-1. They can drop players back. Now Cal finds himself in behind, slides the ball in, and it's dealt with. And rather, Tacoma plays in the 3-4-2-1. They can drop their left and right wing backs behind to defend, but also they are starting in an advanced position to try to score. Now Riquelme, the step over, floats in a ball, was looking for Ewald, who was not looking for it. Now Rivera. DeGiro. Amparo. Ewald is shoved off, and now Mark Bronick, who has the go-ahead goal up to this point. Edson Carly shoved off the ball. No foul there. Play on is the decision. DeGiro floats one in. Anderson with it, and the ball just before it rolls across the line is handled by Max Anchor. And then a yellow card's going to be shown for the collision with Anchor. So Max Anchor would need some time to get back up, as the fourth official has made it official, announcing a 4 minutes minimum of added time. Antonio Riquelme picks up the yellow card. Here's the moment. As the ball's floated into Owen Anderson. Anchor just gets a piece of it, and there was the touch that kept it off the line. And then Riquelme just running behind Anchor unnecessarily. And that's why he picks up the yellow card. Real Monarchs may be a bit frustrated after how this first half has gone. They did everything right for the first 30 minutes. But in the 35th minute, that's when Tacoma scored their first goal, Charlie Gaffney. And then 3 minutes later, in the 38th, it was Mark Bronick who scored the second. And Tacoma in front by a goal. Mark O'Neill held up. No foul there. Riquelme trying to keep possession, but he loses it. Carly. Sandinez. Trying to play direct. Gaffney can't catch up to it. More than 2 minutes of our minimum of 4 has come and gone. Can Real Monarchs find something before the break? Or will Tacoma take a lead into halftime? This ball just played back to Sandinez. No need to be in a rush if you're Tacoma in front now. Jasper Winslow sends the ball forward. Owen Anderson hounding defensively, but he is called for a foul. Final minute of our minimum of 4. This ball's headed down, but past Riquelme. And Tacoma looking like they're just going to run this timeout and take the lead to the locker room. Maybe I spoke too soon. One more attack now for the Defiance. Ball comes centrally. Harugi to the end line. Floating ball. Headed high. Gaffney can't get a touch. Rivera sends it high into the air, and now the halftime whistle comes. Well, it was Lionel DeGero who got the scoring started for Real Monarchs, but 2 goals scored by Tacoma, one by Mark Bronick, the other by Charlie Gaffney. The difference in this first half, it's Real Monarchs 1, Tacoma Defiance 2 after 45 minutes of play. Coming up in our halftime show, we look back on the opening of the new home in North Texas. We also peek ahead to the MLS All-Star Week and our first half highlights when we return.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. Every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the city of angels to the heartland, the world's brightest stars light up our fields.
Let's go.
And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal, another brick in a growing relief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
Welcome back to America First Field in Sandy, Utah. Currently the home side, Real Monarchs, down to Tacoma at the break. Now we take a look at the opening weekend for North Texas SC, and what an opening weekend it was as they opened up their new home in Mansfield.
Today's finally here today. North Texas SC finally get to debut their brand new Texas Health Mansfield Stadium, and the day promises celebration and fireworks.
Opening game brought out some familiar faces to the new Texas Health Mansfield Stadium. NTX alumni Logan Farrington, Nolan Norris, Bernard Camungo, and Sam Sarver joined fans and team management to witness history.
What do you think about this new stadium so far?
I like it, it's good.
What was the one thing that you liked the most? The field, the seats, the people?
The field.
What was your impression once you walked in and you saw this beautiful new stadium?
When I was driving here, I drove here with a teammate. He was on the phone, and I tapped his thigh. I was like, dude, look at this stadium just from the outside. It looks incredible, you know? And I think they picked a good location. Obviously, the town we're in now doesn't have a sports team, so this is going to be their team to support. And I mean, it's probably the nicest second-team stadium in the league now, so that's pretty cool.
It's a huge day for the club. First ever game at this stadium. It's been long in the making. What's going through your mind?
It's just amazing seeing people in the stands. I think it really comes down to our club, our philosophy, and our ownership. And we want to be pioneers in this sport, and we're setting the bar higher. This is absolutely amazing, and this stadium is beautiful. I mean, look around. We're feeling a lot of pride. Like, you're seeing people right now walking around wearing North Texas gear. The players come out the locker room, and there's about 100 people there cheering and coming out for warm-ups. This is going to elevate their game, their preparation, and ultimately it's going to elevate their development. But this is going to be great for the community of Mansfield, and we're building something really special here.
The action on the pitch versus St. Louis City SC2 did not disappoint. An inspired Ricky Lewis opened the score in the 53rd minute of play, followed by a right-footed shot from Caleb Swan almost 20 minutes later to make the score 2-0. But Ricky Lewis would complete his first professional brace in stoppage time to secure a 3-0 win for North Texas SC in front of nearly 6,000 fans.
Talk to me about the game and what it feels to get this first win on this first ever game here at the stadium.
Honestly, it's just magical. The history behind it, our coach was telling us from the start that this was the most important 3 points in our lives. The club has been working really hard for us to give us this type of stadium, so I felt like the team was just really excited, and we want to make the show and show why we're coming up.
Once you came into the stadium for the first time, what was going through your mind?
Honestly, coming in, I was very nervous. A lot of people. I was just saying, just focus on what you can do, focus on what you can do, and whatever the opportunity erupts, finish it. And I felt like I did.
We've had three really great moments in the last few years here at Club. Okay, the first one obviously in 2024, winning MLS Next Pro at our seniors in our third senior. The second one was winning the MLS Next Pro Invitational last year, which was really important to the club. And obviously this moment, opening the stadium, opening this facility. Again, we talked a little bit about the belief from the club to do this for us. We talked about the privilege that the club has for you guys. and my God is you guys today.
After a very exciting win for the home team, many fans stuck around to enjoy a spectacular fireworks show to celebrate the first ever game here at Texas-held Mansfield Stadium, the first of many to come. Signing off for MLS Next Pro, Moises Linares.
My name is Nathaniel James. You can call me Natty James. I'm a striker / winger from Trinidad and Tobago. I grew up in a place called La Hocata Rima. I grew up in the east side of the island. I started in a club nearby named FC Santa Rosa, and that's where I started playing football. My father, he saw that I had like my shoes were always dirty after school and stuff, and when I came home one day, I was like, I want to start to play football, and he was like, you want to start to play football? So my father was actually the one who started like carrying me out on the field, started passing, kicking, running, teaching me running techniques, everything. Then he got me into football because he used to play as well. After that, I just started playing, and I've been playing ever since. I was in Jablote, and I was playing youth football there. So at that time, I got selected for the under-15 national team. At the time, I was just so happy just to play and just to be around this environment, and I was just so excited for my future and what I could do, and yeah, it's been going good so far. I remember actually getting called to train when I was 15 as well. So I was training with the national team since I was like 15, and then I made my professional debut when I was 18, and then I made my competitive debut when I was 19. It was against Jamaica in Jamaica. I came on, played like 15 minutes. I was so nervous. It was good though, it was good. I came on, had some nice touches, played really well, played as a striker, and yeah, I enjoyed it. And my first competitive debut, I actually scored in it. So I came on for like 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game, and scored the winning goal, and it was in a CONCACAF Nations League game. It was one of the best feelings I've had in my life. When I was younger, I used to take a lot from different players. I think Messi and then Neymar were the two players that I would always look up to, like just watching football, because I was supported Barcelona when I was younger. And when I was like 15, like I started playing as like a cam, like a number 10. So I started watching like Dybala, and I wanted to be just like Dybala. I wanted to play like him, same left foot, same. I just wanted to move and play like him. So I think Dybala, I already did my research, see what it was all about, Texas or whatever. And then I had a meeting with Coach Gall. John, he gave me a call. It was like everything I ever wanted. He just told me about everything. He was like talking about the new stadium, Mansfield, showing me how good it's gonna be, the environment, and I just fell in love immediately. And I knew that I wanted to be here. I wanted to like put my best foot forward for this opportunity, and I've been trying my best. I've been giving my best every day, so I just want to continue that. From the first day I came here, I was like, I just want to play well, play good. I want to score, I want to assist, I want to help the team in any way possible, So as of right now, my goal is just to help the team make playoffs and see how good we can do this season, see how far we can go, and I think we have a really good shot.
Ortiz is onto a cutting, denied by Cruz. And an amazing save by Pedro Cruz. And Pedro Cruz with a third save.
A lot of pressure on the ball. Ending hit, what a save!
Saved by Cruz. Pierce cross in front. Reflex save by Cruz.
Decent ball in. Great save again. My goodness. Worldly stop from Pedro Cruz.
Marker John for the equalizer. Stop. And saved by Mackey. McGrath stopped by Will Mackey.
Now sends one in. Oh, Mackey! How did he do it?
Sliding it across. Will Mackey standing on his head.
And he stopped.
It's another great save from Mackey.
Will Mackey said no.
Huntsville's Will Mackey and Houston's Pedro Cruz will be there. Will you? Goalie Wars presented by Old Spice returns as a part of the All-Star Skills Challenge presented by AT&T on July 28th. And we must mention that multiple MLS Next Pro alums will be on hand to take the field in the 2026 MLS All-Star Game presented by Chime on July 29th from Charlotte. A lot of those names there: Matt Freese, Max Arfston, the U.S. Nationals, played with the U.S. men's national team this year in the World Cup. Now, we're back here, and it's Real Monarchs 1, Tacoma 2. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for MLS Next Pro. In the middle of the week, Whitecaps and LAFC, and then New England Revolution, who have worked their way to the top of the Eastern Conference. They'll take on NYCFC, and two very good teams in the East, Crown Legacy and the reigning champs Red Bulls. That'll be later on this week. So those are going to be some fun matchups between some very good sides. Now it's time for our halftime highlights. 3 goals in the first half. And the first came from Lionel DeGero off this beautiful back heel from Owen Anderson. DeGero had some work to do, but once he did that work, he found the bottom corner. That was early in the 9th minute, but then Charlie Gaffney in the 35th scored for Tacoma. And then a little bit later, isolation island, Mark Bronick. You are the captain now, as Bronick makes it 2-1 and gives Tacoma the lead. And that is our halftime score. Real Monarchs 1, Tacoma Defiance 2. Second half is up next.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Half number 2 on the horizon between Tacoma Defiance and Real Monarchs. Monarchs got off to a quick start in half number 1, but it was Tacoma who found 2 goals, and they have the lead right now. James Hadnot here with you, ready for the second half at America First Field. There's the whistle, and we begin half number 2 in the Western Conference. Big matchup for Real Monarchs as they hope to break into playoff contention, and for Tacoma, who struggled to start the year, this would really help their chances as well. And that's why these matches in the middle part of the season are so key. There are 4 teams on 29 points right now. San Jose currently sits on 28, and that's why Real Monarchs, who are on 26, would love to work their way into the playoff conversation. Luis Rivera has come off. Ruben Masales has come on at halftime. Masales, the second year with Real Monarchs, 28 appearances last year and 4 goals and 4 assists. This is Masalis' first touch. He can join the attack when the team sees fit, as he does so here. Masalis racing into open space, slots the ball central. Raquelme shields off a tackle. And very good defending there centrally by Gallatin Sandines. Off the long ball. O'Gara goes back to his goalkeeper, Kirkfleet. That is last off of Tacoma. Throw in coming for Real Monarchs. Well, we'll see how the second half goes. Real Monarchs came out on the front foot as they usually do at home. And they found that first goal. And so that has to be the message for Mark Lowry's side here to start the second half. Have to come out aggressive, have to find the same type of footing they found. Now, that's a high arm from Mark O'Neill. He has to be careful. But have to find that same energy, that same gusto as they started the first half. And if you're Tacoma, do what you do best, which is defend. You have the lead now. Can you suffer and defend while also try to find a third goal on the counter? Anderson's ball right off the chest of Ewald. Couldn't do with it anything after that. Speaking of the counter opportunity, Bronick is around O'Gara, but just too much to do there for Mark Bronick as O'Gara was in his grill. And there's the danger. You see it was Bronick and O'Gara 1v1. But one thing that Coach Mark Lowry says of his defenders, he says once you get to the next level, you're going to have to be able to defend 1v1. And so those are the situations you're going to be in with me. Masalis continues his run. It's Anderson trying to cut inside. Moisa. Raquelme, the goal scorer for Real Monarchs. DeGero loads up. And parried to the left by Max Anchor. Corner for Real Monarchs. There obviously is coverage in that back line for Real Monarchs, but it is also a bit of sink or swim. Either you're ready or you're not. Right now, Real Monarchs have the corner. 49th minute, down by a goal. Ball comes in tight. It's shanked by Cody Phoenix, and another corner coming. Ruben Masalis came on as a halftime substitute. Back to take a corner. Masalis, floating ball. Ewald was looking for it. And it will be a goal kick. Real Monarchs was down last match to Vancouver. It was Ewald who provided the equalizer off a corner. He has that ability in the air. And so as this match wears on and those moments arise, have to watch for Felix Ewald. Gorgeous ball through. Now it's played central, and Mark Bronick is loose. He scores a second. How quick was that for Tacoma? Mark Bronick with a brace, and Tacoma finds their third goal. In a blink of an eye, Tacoma doubles their lead, and Real Monarchs find themselves down by 2 at home. Well, there it is, playing quickly, playing direct, and creating chances. Although it's not Coach Nagamura who is with this side right now, he's going to be smiling back in Tacoma. Bronick, calm, cool, and collected. Edson Carley plays it back. That's going to be a foul on Owen Anderson. But we talk about the pristine defending of Tacoma, how that's one of their strong suits. Well, Real Monarchs this season, they have struggled defending at times and now might give up another opportunity. Edson Carley just wide of the mark. That would have made things really difficult for Real Monarchs. The cliche is a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in soccer. It was almost a 3-goal lead, which you have to argue is one of the best. And every coach will tell you the most important part of a match is right after you score and right after you concede. Real Monarchs almost gave up 2 goals in quick succession like they did in the first half, but now they're in the attacking third. It's DeGero. Lays this off. Masales loads up, and it's wide. Finishing the point on Real Monarchs in their defending. They have now allowed 34 goals on the year. That is 5th most in the West. Here's the chance. Edson Carley almost made it 4 goals on the day. Now, Real Monarchs need 2 goals to get something out of this match at home. As Tacoma playing the part of villain on the road. But we mentioned that this Defiance side has a result in 3 of their last 4 matches. Off the giveaway, it's Izzy Amparo. Off the deflection, Ewald goes to ground. It was almost dangerous there. Edson Carley being held up. That's a foul on Ruben Masales. Played long, headed centrally. DeGero and O'Gara is there. But now the questions arise for Real Monarchs. As they've committed the numbers forward, they've been caught out twice. 55th minute of action. It is Tacoma Defiance on the back of Mark Bronick's brace that have a 2-goal lead. Clean challenge. As now DeGero is down. Charlie Gaffney finds this. Pulled back. Oh, what a back heel! Oh my goodness! This is staggering from Tacoma. Just a stupendous display from the Defiance, and it's finished off by Rafael Harugi. Tacoma toying with Real Monarchs, 4-1. One of the best showings this season attacking-wise, and when you're playing loose, this is what it looks like. That back heel is gorgeous. Harugi taking his time. Amparo sliding. He put him on a jet, and then Harugi tucked it away. Now, everything, all eyes on Lionel DeGero. Real Monarchs have already lost Lincoln Ream today, and the goal scorer for Real Monarchs, Lionel DeGero, walking gingerly right now as Mark Lowry is preparing a substitute. But it has been textbook from Tacoma playing on the counter. They know that the Monarchs want to add numbers into the attack. And so as they do that, They play a ball direct. It is an odd man opportunity, and Tacoma has been fantastic in the open field on the counter. So now Omar Marquez prepares to come on for Lionel DeGero, who scored the goal in the 9th minute, and then it's been 4 unanswered from Tacoma, as things have gone from bad to worse here in this second half for this Monarchs defense. Now 35 goals given up. That is tied for 3rd most in the Western Conference, along with Colorado. Only Vancouver, who's given up 38, and Sporting Kansas City, who's given up 50, have given up more goals. And now off this errant touch, almost Mark Bronick going for his 3rd goal. He's on a hat trick right now. Can Real Monarchs stop the bleeding? Gaffney back to Max Anchor. Carly finds an outlet. Tacoma can play a bit again if they so choose. They decide not. They have this 3-goal lead. And now we'll look to manage the rest of the match. Owen Anderson is the umpire. Luca Moisa shoved off the ball. Continues his run. Now this ball comes in. Omar Marquez was there. It's cleared behind for a corner. This portion of the match is brought to you by Zions Bank, the official bank of Real Monarchs. Corner comes in. Ewald is the target. It's punched away by Max Anchor. Ball pops up towards Marquez. Tries to take the touch. And now it's cleared away. All the way back to Kirkvliet. Well, just once this season has Tacoma scored 4 goals. It was in a win in late April versus LAFC. It's only the 2nd time this season in which they have scored 3 or more goals. That's a big challenge there. Advantage is played. Edson Carly on the ball. Harugi now shoots, and a save made by Kirkvliet. So the yellow card is shown, and the frustration really starting to boil over for Real Monarchs. This is not how they planned for this to go, especially not after scoring the first goal. O'Gara picks up a yellow card for his troubles. Corner comes in high. O'Neal pushed around. Nothing given. And now Real Monarchs trying to break. The speedster Chance Cowell on the ball. Cowell waiting for reinforcements. Back to Masales. Gio Calderon. Floating ball towards the area, and it will roll out for a goal kick. Second minute of action. We are not too far from the Rocky Mountains here in Sandy, Utah, but it's been an avalanche of offense for Tacoma. 4 goals in total, 2 on either side of the halftime break. Mark Bronick has a brace. Rafael Harugi finished off an assist from Bronick. And Tacoma is in business as they prepare to make a change. So Xavi Nalati will come off, and Danny Robles will come on. Robles, a Seattle native, former academy member, former U.S. Youth International at the U17 level. Alvarez, long throw, controlled by Bronick. And now the ball pops out to Gaffney, who scored the first goal. Robles first touches. Nice ball into the area. Now Bronick! Oh! All he had to do was tap it in. Easier said than done as the ball comes in with pace, but that was almost 5 for Tacoma. And the question that arises there is, how is Cody Phoenix so available inside the area on that left side? Still time remaining for Real Monarchs, but they have to get scoring and have to do it quickly. Now this ball is given up. And on the hunt are the Defiance. Too heavy on the touch as it came central. Omar Marquez looks up, plays the ball deep. Ewalt can't get to it. This runs out. Coach Nagamura said it's no secret. We need to score more goals. And I don't know what he told the team before they left, since he is not the man leading the side today. But whatever he said, that'll be a part of the pregame speech or the weekly speech more often. Owen Anderson racing to the byline, trying to work around the defender. Gaffney is there, and now it'll be a throw for Real Monarchs. Gonzalez, Amparo. Now play will switch to the right, and Gio Calderon. O'Gara back to Masales. Ewalt. Riquelme. Monarchs have the quality to find goals, but they have to take shots as Tacoma is making it tough to do that. Nice little back heel as things are starting to open up, but the final pass not there. Ewalt has his shot blocked. Monarchs are blue collar. They put their hard hat on and go to work. And so regardless of what the score looks like, they're going to play for the Claret and Cobalt. Amparo gliding. O'Neal brings him down, and that's going to be a foul. And you can see our referee saying, tugging on the shirt. Rachel Sweat letting Mark O'Neal know why that's a foul. So this is an odd angle. Not really an angle to shoot. If he was a couple steps to his right, that would have given him a better chance just to blast it looking for the top corner. But Owen Anderson is at the top of the 18, closest to the free kick taker. '67th minute. Tacoma in front by 3 goals. Ball is zipped in, and it's over everyone's head. So Riquelme not going to be happy with himself after that delivery. This portion of the match is presented by Intermountain Health, the power of we. 68th minute, and we did not expect this. A team that had 19 goals coming into today has scored 4 goals in less than 60 minutes. And they are in front of Real Monarchs. This ball is dumped over the top to Riquelme. Canner in the corner. Real Monarchs scored first, and then it was an onslaught from Tacoma. 2 goals in the first half. Charlie Gaffney and Mark Bronick scoring. 2 goals in the second half. Mark Bronick and Rafael Arugi scoring. And the Monarchs down by 3 at home. What their coach considered a must-win matchup. Felt like things should have been better the last time they played Tacoma in that 1-0 loss on the road. Felt like things would be different here at home. And they were dominating things for the first 30 minutes. Tacoma, however, had 2 goals taken off on the counter because of the offside flag. They got that figured out for sure. A corner for Real Monarchs. 69th minute of action. Ball is lifted in, headed by Marquez. Amparo, and that's a lifeline for Real Monarchs. Izzy Amparo breathes some life into this Monarchs crowd, and it is Real Monarchs 2, Tacoma 4. Beautiful set piece. Ball goes all the way across to Omar Marquez. His header back across the face of goal. Amparo didn't have a lot of time, but took the time he needed to score the goal. It is game on. Second goal of the season for Amparo.
Real Monarchs goal scored by number 61, Izaki Amparo.
It's last off of O'Gara, or so it's deemed. Well, now, one of the highest scoring matches of the season. We talked about the fight that Real Monarchs has and their want to score goals. Well, they got to score 2 more if they want to have a raucous comeback at home. Both of their goal scorers, one not on the pitch anymore, Lionel DeGero. The other, who just scored, Izzy Amparo, commits the foul. Now, ball almost given away, but it finds Edson Carley. His through ball a little too far out in front of Danny Robles. And right now, Monarchs trying to secure the momentum at home. We saw a very thrilling third place match in the World Cup. It was 6-4. England defeating France. Are we in for something similar here in Sandy, Utah? '72nd minute. And just as mentioned earlier, still plenty of time for Real Monarchs. Tacoma has to be careful. Max Anchor draws this across his own 18-yard box. Now the clearance only as far as Gio Calderon. And Real Monarchs look to get to work. O'Gara. Calderon. Now Omar Marquez. Into Ruben Masales. Players popping up in good pockets. Antonio Riquelme was there and worked back to Liam O'Gara. They're making things difficult to Mark. Marquez controls. Marquez's shot is blast off of himself. So now Tacoma just trying to take the air out of the ball a bit. Try to regain, really slow things down. But Real Monarchs are still coming. So O'Gara. Masales taking his space. Ruben Masales has not been closed down just yet. Now it's Riquelme. And he puts that into the seats. That's just too much space allowed to Ruben Masales by Tacoma. You see Charlie Gaffney waving his hand forward, wanting somebody to close down that space quicker. Here's the goal as that ball just whisked right through off the head of Omar Marquez. Izzy Amparo at the back post. '75th minute now. Robles. Now Gallatin Sandinez. Does Real Monarchs have enough energy in the tank? Or can Tacoma keep possession? Force them to spin their wheels. Throw in. This has been fun to watch. Tacoma with one of their best performances of the season. And now, to give each side the opportunity for the final stretch, we will have our hydration break. So Saku Kitafui is preparing to come on along with Drew Brown. We've had 6 goals today. It was Real Monarchs who scored first. Lionel DeGero off a beautiful pass from Owen Anderson. And then 2 goals scored in the first half. One by Mark Bronick, the other by Charlie Gaffney. Gave Tacoma a 1-goal lead at halftime. And then right out of the chute in half number 2 was Mark Bronick, who scored his 2nd goal of the day. And then moments later, Rafael Harugi, who scored the 4th goal for Tacoma. And then moments ago, you just saw Izzy Amparo, who scored for Real Monarchs to give them some life. Still a long way to go in this match, but 2-goal deficit that they have to deal with. So Cody Phoenix is coming off, as well as Rafael Harugi. And play resumes as Carly out wide. Drew Brown playing in that left center back position. They play 3 in the back, so he will add into the attack as Tacoma sees fit. And really, Brown playing more of a left wing back as the 3 center backs, Gallatin Sandinas, Damian Alvarez. Now almost a mistake. Oh, wow. Danny Robles has to be careful there. Sandinas. Long ball. Perfect ball to Bronick. Mark Bronick slips this behind. Oh, good hold up here. The shot blocked away as Kitavuji, his first touch is almost dastardly for the cause of Real Monarchs. Kitafuji makes the run again. He's on the ball again. Cuts back onto his right. Edson Carley was the man he was trying to pull it back for. And that attack fizzles out as well. Real Monarchs playing a dangerous game now, but they have to. Down by 2 goals. Masales. Anderson. Flips the ball in, but nobody's home. This portion of the match is presented by America First, the official credit union of Real Salt Lake. America First has game-changing solutions for every financial need. So join the winning team today at americafirst.com. Real Monarchs 2, Tacoma Defiance 4. Omar Marquez, who had the assist, brought down right there. Marquez's assist on the last goal for Real Monarchs, giving this team some belief. They're down 4-1 with about 50 or so odd minutes gone in this match. Now numbers behind the ball for Tacoma. It gives these players of Real Monarchs a chance to create. And that's where they are at their best, with their movement, finding the pockets where they can attack. Gonzalez, Amparo. Now they will continue to try to massage this left side. Find Anderson. O'Gara. Anderson. As Calderon's ball was cut out. The song and dance will start again for Real Monarchs. 82nd minute. Perfect ball into Masales. Ruben Masales has his entry cut out. This last off of his teammate, actually, Omar Marquez, who couldn't head it on frame. And it did not take a deflection. And so it is a goal kick. So a foul near midfield. Time starting to dwindle for Real Monarchs, needing 2 goals. We should have at least 3 minutes of added time because of the hydration break. So you figure about 11 minutes remaining for Real Monarchs in this match. Don't know how Edson Carly almost got out of that phone booth. It will be a throw-in for Tacoma. Or check that, it will be a throw-in for Real Monarchs. Does Tacoma know it? And so because of the confusion, our referee does the right thing. Ensures that everyone is aware. Rachel Sweat doing a good job there. O'Gara back towards Riquelme. That's a foul. And a free kick upcoming for Real Monarchs. Damian Alvarez commits the foul. The referee, Rachel Sweat, having a conversation with Alvarez. Get a chance to whip the ball in for Ruben Masales. Substitution now, as Mark Bronick will not earn his hat trick. Vitaly Kolomiets comes on. And a change will be made. Izzy Amparo will come off. For Real Monarchs. And Nicolas Silva will come on for the home side. So bow trot on right now as we're in the 85th minute. Real Monarchs in need of goals and needs them quickly. They want to find a way to come all the way back from being 3 down here at home. Riquelme's delivery, a good one. And it was Ewald who could not steer it on frame. Anchor sends everyone long. As this ball takes a bounce. This will run out. Time definitely of the essence now. Masales, almost a loose touch. He takes a challenge. Anderson also is challenged. That's a foul. So a free kick again for Real Monarchs. This one from a much deeper position. So it's just played along to Liam O'Gara. Now the substitute Silva coming centrally. What a ball behind. There's contact and nothing is given. It looked like Luka Moisa was tripped up either on the edge of the 18 or inside the 18.
Offside, offside, offside.
Now coming the other way, but the offside flag is up. End-to-end action here. So now a yellow card is given for delaying the restart. Wow. You had a feeling that with Moisa going down in and around the 18 that something would have been given there, but that was not the decision of Rachel Sweat. And we play on in the 87th minute. Edson Carly is the man that received the yellow card, and now the foul is given for another free kick. We just saw Antonio Riquelme whip a dangerous ball in. It is Riquelme who will place it now for Real Monarchs. Has the angle he likes. Another ball in from Riquelme towards Ewald, but this one, as you can see, Riquelme puts his hands to his face into his palms. He knows that he has to be better there in this important moment late in this match. Arms crossed for Mark Lowry as he looks on at the bottom of your screen at the touchline. His team in danger of dropping a match at home in which they were in front. They have had a bad habit in their last couple of matches of dropping points from winning positions. They scored first versus Ventura County and fell in that match. Scored first versus LAFC. Could not secure all 3 points, although they got a good result on the road versus LAFC. And here today, they were up first versus Tacoma, but they found themselves down by 2 goals at the moment, trying to change that. Anderson. Calderon. Now O'Gara. He decides to shoot. His shot is cut out. And this ball is cleared away as we near added time. Salas brings it down. Can't play a pass centrally, but wins the ball back. Rivera now ball pinballs around to Anderson. Owen Anderson draws this ball in. It was Ewald who could not take the shot. Good defending there in the back for Gallatin Sandinez. Now Masales. In the 90th minute now. Real Monarchs. Omar Marquez has his shot blocked. Masales sends in a cross. Diving forward with Sandinez as he puts his body on the line. Shielded off was Robles by Marquez. Now Silva. No deflection, goal kick. There's the number. A minimum of 4 minutes of added time. That's all that remains. And Real Monarchs down by 2 goals. So Max Anchor will send everybody forward as time starts to run off this clock much quicker than Real Monarchs would like. Great ball down the right side. This is Cowell, but his shot was always going wide. He has the speed, and he was in open space goes out for a deep throw in. So Monarchs will press up. And Rachel Sweat pointing to her watch saying this time is going to be taken. Long throw. Marquez on the ball, shoulder to shoulder. Now Cal. Moisa. Marquez. And there's a foul on Omar Marquez. As we near 2 minutes of our minimum of 4 gone. Things starting to settle in for Real Monarchs. This would be an amazing result for Tacoma coming on the road. It would be 3 wins in their last couple of matches. They have the win versus Real Monarchs, 1-0. Then the win last time out versus San Jose. This will be back-to-back wins for the Defiance if they can finish this off. It's looking like that's going to be the case, unless something miraculous happens. Anderson. Moisa. Ewalt. And again, Marquez running over Mark O'Neal. And that's just heady play from the grown-up, the former Creighton Blue Jay. As soon as he felt that contact, he's going down. Knows that Marquez has to wrestle to get to the ball. And just more time will tick off. If you're Real Monarchs, you have to think, what if? Had the lead in this match, could not sustain the energy after giving up the goals in the first half, and then Tacoma was shot out of a cannon in the second half. And we'll have to regroup as the Monarchs will stay on 26 points. Tacoma finds themselves right in the thick of things in the Western Conference now. So many teams hovering around 29 and 28 points. A couple of wins, a couple of results, and things really get interesting. This is Anderson. Last licks for Real Monarchs. It'll be cosmetic, as Ewald's header is right at Max Anchor. And this match is over. Tacoma comes on the road and takes down Real Monarchs. The final score from America First Field, it is Real Monarchs 2, Tacoma 4. And our man of the match had a hand in 3 of the 4 goals. Your Adidas man of the match is Mark Bronick. Bronick, early on, you found him on Isolation Island, and that's a beautiful shot past both Calderon and Max Kirkfleet. Then in the second half, Bronick, after the touch, tucks it away, and this one is just nasty. But it's not a goal, it's the assist. Eyes in the back of his head, and Rafael Harugi makes him look good. 3 goal contributions to date, as Mark Bronick is well on his way to an MLS Next Pro Player of the Week award. He'll have to settle right now for the Adidas Man of the Match. Once again, our final score is Real Monarchs 2, Tacoma 4. Thank you for tuning in here on OneFootball.com and MLSNextPro.com. And you see, understand why Monarchs wouldn't be happy. Max Anchor letting it know how he feels about it. And Anchor have to be walked away, as Owen Anderson was doing his best to just walk away. Now we wrap things up. I want to say so long from Sandy, Utah. The final score, Real Monarchs 2, Tacoma 4. Have a blessed evening.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.